Ladies and gentlemen, boys and girls, children of all ages, once again, like it or not, probably not, at least if you're smart, but then why would you be hanging out here? It's showtime. A couple of minutes late, was watching my friend, one praying mantid, defeating the Nameless King in Dark Souls 3 DLC. He is on a deathless run. This is the furthest he's ever gotten. He finished off the main game, core game, boss just a little bit earlier. How about some dodo broth? Lone Star Wolf. Good evening, my friend. We'll eat that. Delicious. I did get this done yesterday. I got the entryway to my future home. It'll open up into a nice courtyard, and then the home will be over here somewhere. And of course, the servants' quarters will be that little shack over there, I suppose. You know, pies? God, I wish I had pie. I would love to rate some pie. They used to have one at Marie Callender's, blueberry sour cream, which sounds awful, but was unreal. Now, good, nice berry pie, I am totally there for. Farming. Nanners first, I suppose. Amusing myself by throwing them about in various dark ways. Dark Machinist. We meet again. Green Hornet, we meet again. I was raided, and my raid notices still aren't working. This hand will now flip off. Streamlabs OBS, thank you for the raid, Mantid. Good evening. All are welcome here. This is my house, Mantid. There are many like it, but this one is mine. Oh, pardon me, I need to plant my limes. You see, I'm not just a bloodthirsty pirate. I'm also a well-known farmer and agronomist. There's my notice. Thanks, Lone Star Wolf. Always a help. Look at my corn. Isn't it amazing? Isn't it amazing? That's right. No scurvy for him. He's got freaking limes. What did we just pick up? The corn. I could make whiskey, but right now all of that we've got in that is bottles. And I think fermenting and then distilling is more likely to explode on me than not. Did we get extra corn from that? Maybe? No, that's right. We did get a second batch of corn seeds. Just the flax, ma'am. Just the flax. Because apparently we're going to need 200 linen when we get around to trying to make our frigate, which is not a non-controversial way of saying fuck it. That's a kind of ship. Now, every day you've got to start your day off with your chores. For most of you, that's probably like, waking up, making breakfast, burying the bodies. Maybe that's just me. But here, in the Caribbean, it's planting the crops. And then spending 15 minutes seemingly trying to find the right places to put the crops. Although the flax won't be a problem, that goes immediately into the old weaving machine. Wait, we had one more? There we are. All right, nanners, limes. The corn gets ground. And the flax gets spun. Oh, how about we try that? All right, we've got everything ready to go. Now the question is, having finished off that island that we just finished off, where are we off to next? All right, that's the quest line. Let's find and search Marita's missing ship. Now, one of these, we actually took a ride out to see what was there, and what there was a bunch of guys waiting for me to hop on board to attack me, because they're jerks. We'll take a look at this one, and then we'll head out to the Needle in a Haystack storyline stuff. After we get on board our brig, there she is, the beautiful metric ship ton. That is a follow from Classy Bogan. I'm aware of the reputation of Bogans. In Australia, I think, and correct me if I'm wrong, redneck but worse. Thank you very much. I have a spiel for when people follow. Here it comes. Welcome to my humble little stream of misfunction, malfunction, dysfunction, and far too frequently, complete and total unfunction. You're most welcome indeed, and thank you very, very much for the follow. Thank you. As you can tell, I have an above-average sized dinghy. Yeah, there's the Hunchback Pilgrim. That's the one that's filled with people that don't like me. We're back on board the metric ship ton. And I got an idea. Lads, sing out. Our mateys, I hope your weekend be going just fine. The frigate does not have larger shanties. That looks like an unusually large... Wow, yeah, that had more stuff than most of the time when you find the ruins or salvage of a ship. And we've got level 10s. You know, I'd rather not face off with that many level 10s. I did upgrade some of the gear on board my ship, but the scaler for power in the game is levels. So the difference between those level 8s and the level 10s over there, it might be twice as much. So we've got a transport and a raider. And pretty soon one of them's going to spot us. And we'll be waiting in this afternoon to destroy them. We missed. Ooh, there's something there in the distance that I'm not overly happy about. We peeled off half of his health. Okay, that's the unfriendly ship that has people who want to fight me. They want to fist fight me. And I'm a lover, not a fighter. Well, I put all of those successfully into the water. All right, start repairing stuff, would you please? Thank you. Oh, we're going to give it to him. As best we can. All right, that one is out of the combats, as we say. All right, that one we're going to board. This one we're just going to sink. Hi. Remember us? May take a bit of maneuvering to actually get alongside to board the other. The spoils from the ship we sunk. Now to transport, I'm not sure if I've ever grabbed a transport. I've grabbed a couple of their smaller sort of merchant ships, the haulers. So I'm hoping this actually has some decent kind of loot on board, although they have not so far. Look at me, I lean over. It's like I'm in a racing game. Do you do that? Do you lean when you're in a racing game? Or in a shooter where you're trying to peer around the side? Do you do that? All right, we will eat our stat food. Get out our sword. How many of them we got to kill? 7. That's 2. Three. Oh, a sergeant, and he's on me. He appears to be irritated for some reason. I have no idea why. Not anymore, he's not. All right, the other sergeant is dead. Sailor. Another sergeant. We just need one more dead sailor. Boarding successful? No, not much in the way of loot. Whoosh, that got dangerous. Well, I gave myself some first aid. That was a little dicier than I'm comfortable with. Leaning up, she turned better. Yeah, faster, for sure. Sure.
Ships on your hand, Captain.
I do have bells. Good, I have bells on board. Let's see, where were we? We don't like those raiders at all. Sing out, guys. Come on. Oh, glug, glug, glug. Oh, I'm about to run ashore. Run aground. Whoa! Good thing it's maneuverable. That looks like an island in the distance. Appears to be the one that we're looking for. So I think what we will do, having beaten up a couple of ships, if it's just that transport, I'll take that too. And then we'll build a teleport point, I mean a bell, on the shore of that. A little salvage here, usually just wood. A few steel nails, and some wood. We're carrying a boatload of wood. Pardon me, Fraser. He is coming back towards us. How thoughtful. Which way is he going to turn? That was not particularly well done. All right, lads, start. There you are. And now we'll simply put it down. Okay, those other ships are not particularly close.
Ship's gone, Captain.
We'll get the loot, grab the salvage that's floating to our port side. Port. I speak fluent marinerese. That one. Oh, 2. You know what's better than 1? 2. Steel nails, a few piasters, and some wood. The other one is dead ahead. We'll grab that, and then we're off to the island. Steel nails, a few piasters, and wood. It's like a pretty good-sized island. Well, I only lean when, you know, it's like magic or a superpower. You don't want to use it unwisely. You know, with great power comes something. Yeah, I can never remember. Off the sails, lads. Drop my significantly above average sized dinghy. And I didn't grab the things that I need. We need a bell. And 20 wood. Crafting and utilities, fast travel point. Can place one more. Back at the wheel. Whole damn ship's mine. Back to home. Drop off the stuff that we've looted and pillaged and whatnot, and then we'll get a good night's sleep. It's so annoying when the valet parks all the way over there, you know? Oop! Manage. All right, let's take a bunch of this stuff off. And the ship is completely repaired. Rest of the stuff comes with me inside. Because you can't trust the ship's doctor, man. He'll rob you blind. That was almost 200 whole piasters. We got some medicine and contraband that we sold to the citizens of Tortuga and the smugglers, respectively. And 5 more veteran insignia. Those are 10 points each? Maybe 20? Rep points. More salt. That actually is quite possibly the most valuable thing that we managed to take. So we're gonna we will make ourselves a little breakfast broth for when we wake up, you know. Helps if you actually pick it up. And then we're going to take a quick night-night. And always put a window by your bed so you can see when the sun rises. Because you don't want to oversleep. You got a lot of pirating to do. Oh boy. That'll teach me not to butt chug rum. Got everything we need? Yes, we do. Probably put that there instead. That is indeed how you get hung under. Exactly. And it takes a lot less, too. I've heard. Because, of course, how would I know? And here we are on our new little jungle area. We've got moas, not moas, sorry, my bad, not moas, dodos. Yeah, I heard it from a friend. Exactly. I would never stick anything up my butt. I mean, you know, unless you're counting recreationally, in which case, sure. Blackbeard Pirates Control. Collect the temple keys. Oh, ooh, charming. That means there's going to be... How am I doing on weapon? Okay, good. I'm fully loaded on ammo. I have a full raft of copper. Whoop, I heard something. Wolves. Really? You're gonna try this? All right, your turn now. They actually will attack in packs, and they actually have some intelligent tactics they'll use as well. And now, quickly, eat the nanners and coconut milk. And the bacon and eggs, just to rub it in. You want some too? Okay, good to know. The level difference is enough that the damage was sufficient to drop that wolf with a single crit to the head. This looks like it might have been their den. Oh, nannies. We need more. Where's the other one? We need more rough hides. Can't really see her. They're faster, way faster than us, so I kind of need to actually have a sight to put her down. Usually get 3 from the nannies. Yep, 3. Rough hides are the second tier of hides. I think the third tier are the crocs. I'm not yet to the tier where you can run into the crocodiles. It has pretty strict tiering for crafting and whatnot. It's kind of standard, but I'm not a huge fan of that kind of tiering. $1,825 to the melon. All right, so it isn't just these quest points, but there are also the question mark locations, which are mostly like little mini dungeons or the like, or possibly a mine or something like that. Wolves. This one has a star, which means it's harder than the regular ones. And this one has a star too, and they both have 4 fatigue points, as it were, the shields. Where'd your friend go? Oop. Oh, okay. Not cool, bro. Not cool. Now, I managed to get a lot of that healed back because a lot of the damage is sort of temporary damage. And if you have a way of... what is it? I can't remember what it's called. Temporal damage or something like that. Basically saying temporary, and if you can damage them back, if you've got the right traits, you can heal up some of the damage you just took. And I do have like 50% temporal damage healing. So if I can... You know, I take a good bite and they take off a chunk, but part of it will be, instead of being dark red, will be a light red, and you can still heal that part back up. So the pirates have themselves a recreational vehicle. Sorry, movie reference. Goats. I'm staring at the pirates and I'm going to get murdered by goats. Alright, what level are these pirates? My guess is going to be 7 or 8. Having fought some level 10s, that sucked. Fighting a whole bunch of level 10s really sucked because I was only 8. Now I'm 9. Right? 9? 9. Again, the scaler for things in the game is the level. So by leveling all my items up, I do a lot more damage than if, you know, I just got, like, say, double damage on my weapons. That was 1,000 to the melon. He's at 10. We got a musketeer. They're level 10s. Makes things dicey. Even though I have picked up one level, they're much easier than they were when I was level 8. So if you're going to play, keep that in mind. The scaler is level. I was chatting just briefly with Hodgepodge earlier today. Jukebox, sorry. Hodgepodge, Marvel Heroes. Chatting with him about Marvel Heroes. Jukebox is playing this and was getting his ass kicked until he had leveled up his stuff. And I said, yeah, you've got to keep in mind defense first, and the most important scaler is level. I did not take his bar. I want nothing to do with his bar, musketeer or not. You know, a pirate has got standards. By the way, there is a book out there about, in essence, how during the height of the British Empire, how the British Empire got so powerful, particularly their navy. And the history is, if memory serves, the primary title is Rum, Buggery, and the Lash. Oh, let's make sure we're ready on both of our guns. We are. So we can swap from one musket to another. Ow, ow, ow. Okay, it seems like it doesn't want me to be able to swap between my two rifles, my two muskets. As in, when I do that the second time, when I interrupt loading the one I have on the second button to the one I have on the fourth button, it stops. So I'm going to have to see if I can do better with a pistol. One of the reasons I hadn't leveled up the second musket all the way. All right, we've got other dudes over there. Nuts and rum. I got somebody else in here who wants to come play. Oh, this is one of Hans's lieutenants. Hans is one of the NPCs. Bad guy, boss NPCs, my assumption is. Ah. That is an undodgeable attack. Oh, that third shot was cheating. Got him. I think it was a common tactic to fire the rifle first at long range and then use the pistol when closer. Yeah. But I had assumed I could swap between them. And obviously it would be easier in this case because by default, I'm using my saber. If I were using a two-handed weapon, which there's plenty around, there's two-handed swords. I think there's two-handed maces or clubs. There's rapiers. There are halberds, so there's a wide variety of weapons around. But obviously, sword and pistol makes a lot more sense than sword and musket. There are 4 boxes in here of various values. Thank you for stopping moving, sir. Okay, we did not like that. Don't mark the target. You don't want to mark the target.
Lining up the shot. Aim. My sights.
Ooh, he hit me. Not a fan. We'll dodge past him. Finish him off. And him. I think that's everybody in this camp, and there's 2 more. One of the ritual keys we need 3 of. More nuts and booze? Oh, a veteran insight. No booze? Why do they think I'm here? Do we have... This looks like we could have more of them over there. I don't see any. Check over here. Plans. Plank, windows, and doors. Very nice. Nuts and rum. All booze for no booze, indeed. Let's real quick check the curios. Learn that... Wow, that's 2 freaking recipes. So generous. Now, there may be more guys outside as well, but it looks like that's it for inside. A reliable blunderbuss. Okay. All right, we have cleaned out the first of the 3 camps. They are level 10s. I did not find any pies, sadly. I would have shared. I'm not a complete barbarian. 90% at most. 95. More bacon and eggs. And more coconut milk and bananas. Okay, so then presumably that is the end of the island. Also, Lone Star Wolf, just so you know, right now I really would like some pie. That is why you don't want to mess around with goats. Did you notice how he sent me approximately 30 meters through the air? This is why there are no goats that are our friends unless we're eating them. I have had some amazingly delicious goat barbecue, by the way. There was a place in Oakland. Just freaking great. Generally great barbecue in Oakland. Flint's. Doug's. Well, Doug's was in Emeryville. Everett and Jones. East Bay. Doug's was in Emeryville. That's the one that had the goat. I also did whole turkeys for Thanksgiving, but not a bunch, so you had to order in advance. Never did get a chance to try that. Would have loved to. Ooh, We've got more question marks. I have question marks. About a lot of things. Oop! Goat! I love watching them charge into the rocks. That's always good for laughs. Whoops! I'm sure they love watching me leap off the rocks. This island is filled with many goats. Also, a fair number of wolves. You wouldn't think those two would necessarily reach a homeostasis, but evidently they have. Oh yeah, big words. Occasionally even used correctly. This is a mine, presumably an iron mine. Oh, we got sailors. I'd rather not fight them. I have no need, and I don't have a need because I don't need the iron right now. Are they following? Music stopped. They stopped chasing. That is an iron deposit. Iron is the tier 2 metal. I believe steel the tier 3. So we'll presumably get something we can... Oh. Oh! Wolves or goats? Sounds like goats. Looked like the pirates had a little setup in the area as well. Well, I will need to remember that. If I ever need to come back here for iron, I will promptly forget. I know myself. I will promptly forget. Something else. Okay, those are the nannies. Wolves. This place is full of unfriendly critters. Or possibly they're just aggressively overly friendly. You know. They want to give me hugs and loving nips. Hopefully those loving nips won't be on the nips, if you know what I mean, because that would hurt. You have been banned from Twitch. All right, over here we've got something else. Smoochies, yeah. Do you think wolves and goats don't appreciate nice smoochies? All right, this is a something. A little miniature camp or an abandoned camp. Not abandoned. That's 1,000. There's 3 of them. Oh, I got one of them dead. Missed me. Don't wanna. I hit the sergeant in the leg. Missed me. I won't miss you. Oh. That was unkind. All right, I think that was everyone in the camp, the little mini camp of 3. There's going to be 1 chest of goodies. Two nuts and a rum bottle, and that wasn't it. There should be a chest. Not just the little... there we go, a chest. A reliable pistol! Well, perhaps I could use a reliable pistol. Since we were just speaking of pistols. Well, let's put it in its place and see. I mean, it needs upgrading. It's only a level 5. See, the nanny goats, they'll turn and just book. It looks like another one of the little mini camps. This one's got 2 boxes. Now sometimes, if you're very lucky, these little mini camps can be like 2 guys against 3 wolves. In which case, just get some popcorn. We had wolves over there. That's a lot of guys with guns. Why is he still alive? Don't wanna. Really? You're gonna tell me to hold still? You really think that's gonna work, dude? He's got a little damage on him. Let's add some more. And get out of the way of the grenadier, who has at least once in this fight already knocked his friends down. He's blown rocks to pieces. I thought I heard another voice. Did we get everything off of all of the dead bodies? I do wish that they would actually leave the bodies for, 60 seconds so you can make sure you got everything by at least being able to find it and drop the rocks that the crazy grenadier blew up. I hear somebody. I see 2 chests. All kinds of booze in that one. Yeah, my inventory's full, I'm aware. We will drop the wood. Okay, I don't think they're shooting at me. I think they're more likely caught up with some friendly wolves or goats. Stop picking up the... God, I wish we could check things to no longer pick up. An exclude list. Things we don't want to pick up, unless we're actually going to hit E to pick it up. Something like that. But then I also want a checkbox in the inventory where we don't have to worry about accidentally selling or deconstructing things. And I see somebody running over there. Yeah, he's fighting goats. I'm assuming this is his camp. Don't move? I'm stealing your gunpowder, jerk. Goats. Totes my goats. Trying to get the outline of this entire island. Earlier in the game, the outlines of the islands would sort of all get filled in for you when you found one. Now you kind of have to explore. It is getting late in the afternoon, so I don't think we're going to hit the other two outposts this in-game day. Goats. They're tailing me. All right, we do have a question mark there, as well as the camp. I'm going to need clay, aren't I? I am going to need clay because I need to make tannin. And to put the tannin in, you need clay jars or bottles, whatever you want to call them. We are hungry again. All right, the question mark. Ooh, that's they've got a nice little palisade set up. All right, now we're looking like pirates, aren't we? Sword and pistol. Yep. You note we picked up a bezoar. Bezoars or bezoars, I'm not sure of the pronunciation. I always called them bezoars. Are stony growths that come inside of ruminants like goats that were held to have magical properties of protection from poison. On an even more grotesque note, there are cases of humans, mostly women, who develop an obsessive habit Okay, the pistol's not going to be good for finishing them off. Understood. Is it got three? It's got 3 barrels. Oh, that's interesting. I assume each one takes up a round of the ammo. Mostly women obsessively chewing on their hair would get an accumulation of hair, basically an actual enormous hairball, called a trichinobezoar, which is basically a hair bezoar. Missed me. And this has been your, how the hell do you know that, lens of the day? It didn't work either time that time. There we are.
Ships on your hand, Captain.
And we're off for home. I don't think we need to get anything else off of the boat. Nope. Any day you don't die is a good day when you're a pirate of the Caribbean. Yo-ho, yo-ho. You know the bit. Ha! Not enough space to steal my small healing potion. Was there? Yeah. Just meat in there. All right, there. Now they stole my minor healing potions. Bastards. We got some more flax. All right. The Buccaneer's friend. I don't know if we've got any room in our weapons and such basket. Oh, we do in the one next door. So. Let us upgrade our reliable blunderbuss. Well, no, we don't want to. I assume that is a two-handed gun. So let's find that out. First things first. Whether they're first or not. It is a two-handed object. But the reliable pistol needs upgrading. We need how many master's tools? 15? I'm gonna get 25. Let's make a trip. Road trip. Contraband and medicine. I mean, the sun's still up, so I mean, it's not even a nighttime road trip. First to Tortuga. I think the other one's for smugglers.
Be careful, man. Sea's rough these days.
Thanks, friend. Not necessarily the smartest sharp knife in the block, if you know what I mean.
Someone needs this.
50 piastres. Someone needs medicine. Gee, you think so, huh? The other was for the smugglers. Smuggies. Smugglers. He's going to tell me again.
Ask unnecessary questions.
I had never asked him a single question. And yet every single time. Don't ask unnecessary questions. That is 150 piastres, 200 piastres worth of goodies. Oh. That's the provisioner.
These came from deep places.
Nope, he doesn't have what I need. Now I could try the other locations, but it would just take me multiple guesses. So we'll just go to Tortuga, where every one of the factions has a representative. So it's not the smugglers. I don't imagine it's them. They're mostly ship stuff. So they like sell shipwrights tools. Smithing flux. So that's the smugglers again.
For the wilds.
Master's tools. Let's get 25. We're going to need at least 15 now. We're going to need more later, so... Might need more than 15 to upgrade that pistol. Okay, I don't have to pick those up, right? Yes, they go into they go into my inventory. That's always nice to see. We will now upgrade. The reliable pistol can fire 3 shots without reloading. I didn't even notice. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Can we ascend it? We have got materials for ascending it. Why not? So now it deals 15% bonus damage to pirates, outlaws, and other cutthroats, basically to human targets. Seems like a pretty good deal to me. All right, we drop the piastres back in here. Not in there. Wrong place. For a second I was concerned. Now I'm not. There we go. The corn is so high it would reach an elephant's eye. Short elephant, like one of the little ones, maybe a baby. We definitely need more bandages, so that's 7 more coarse fabric. To make 7 more bandages. We can give ourselves 4 more each of our primary foods. Good, and we've got a little breakfast broth waiting for us already in our inventory. I am going to take just a second to refill my coffee cup. I will be right back. I know. Frets. And I'm back. You can never savor this Comic Sans too much, lest I resort to even worse jokes. That may seem like an impossibility, but I can assure you it is not. I did want to check one thing. Oh, we don't have the head of a mountain goat leader anymore. Did I sell that? Oh, it was a wolf. We don't have a trophy wolf yet. Well, we can remedy that situation. Clearly, he rules over the dodos. Please, make your own joke. Well, thank you, and a happy weekend to you as well. So far, relatively painless, and at my age, that's kind of what you're shooting for. It looks like everything, the corn is completely grown, but the flax is not. Interesting. I didn't pick up any of that. What the heck? Oh, it's popping right in front of our eyes, guys. It's like magic. I know what it is. I'm like the Pied Piper of Hamelin of flax. The flowers, they love me. Most of them, anyway. Not raiding today. I raid on Sunday and sometimes on Thursday. Mostly just Sunday now. I'm a variety streamer, so for instance, tomorrow I'll probably be back here. But Monday, I'll be playing Marvel Heroes for Midtown Madness Mondays. Tuesday, and then for quite a while, will be the new Guild Wars 2 expansion. We've got everything? We have got everything. Why is there plant fiber just laying on the floor here? Who on earth is leaving plant fiber on my floor again? We've talked about this. You kids. Your mother and I, we work our fingers to the bone. They get better. And look at the thanks we get. It's just disappointing, that's all. I'm not mad, just disappointed. No, the pets stay outside here. We've got to keep them separated. Bam, 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 bam. Sorry. Momentary outburst of rock music. It won't happen again. Right now. All right, the sun is up. And we've got 2 more outposts. I probably need more bullets. Also, I don't think I made... Oh, I think we've got enough to finish this off. Exactly what we need to finish it out, actually. All right, so our next batch then of rough hides, I am going to have to get some clay to make some bottles so I can make some tannin. Bullets. I went in to check bullets is what I went in to check. Definitely need more copper bullets. 3 batches ought to do. All right, those dirty, stinking pirates. Not like me. I bathe. Once every quarter, whether I needed it or not. Oh, we've got 2 more islands. With maps, treasure maps. Arr, 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 arr. Cleaned out both of those islands, right? Still got that island to clean out. I, honest to God, don't remember what I was doing what I did there. Honest to God. Sometimes it's old man brain. I'm not convinced this time it's old man brain. It's just me. All right. Here we go again. See, now the interesting thing is, if you want to aim your musket, you hold the right mouse button. But if you want to aim your pistol, you hold Alt. All right, the next batch of pirates is pretty close here. And they're really close here. Did he have a friend? He had multiple friends. That was a moving target that I crit. Gunpowder. Somehow, I don't need the plant fibers. Can't quite place why. Oh yeah, I can. It's because I never need the plant fibers. Except on those rare occasions when I need plant fibers. Oops, goats! Nanny goat, nanny goat. Well, let's see. I'll be coming from this side, which means I'll be blinded. Great, perfect. All right, the objective here is to not die. Okay, everyone clear on our objective today. Good. Well, I spotted one. There we are. A couple more. Prepare to die! Rather theatrical of him, really. That sounded like we have grenadiers. The grenadiers can actually knock down their own guys and damage them. I'm not sure if they can kill them or not. They knocked me down and themselves. I wasn't able to get far enough past him. Bandage. All right, so the boss and his friend didn't come along for the ride. Critical. Oh, it's one of the lieutenants. Damn it. How the hell did I manage to get myself lined up to get caught on the door? Because you're a dumbass, Lens? Perfect. Got the perfect parry. Don't get those very often. When you land a perfect parry, it stuns them. Damn it! All those explosions and stuff going on. That guy's just standing over there by the fence. What's happening over there? You guys need help? Everything okay? Oh, it didn't help. I wasn't fully healed up. I didn't have... the food I had up wasn't my optimal food. It's my let's just not starve to death food. We got two of them. Got him. Yeah, I'm just not sure it's... I should have. That time I had sufficient time. You're right. The thing is it doesn't seem to remember most of the time if I swap out into the rifle and then swap back to the sword to keep the pistol out. So I have to manually hit the button, and I'm usually concentrating on other things. Residence flagpoles and some more steel nails. Ritual key for the temple number 2, 40 piastres. All right, new plans and curios. Let's get those taken care of. Learned. All right, that's a quest item? The contraband wine? A rare drink on Tortuga. Locals prefer rum. Interesting. Must be a quest item, I think. Reliable musket. Won't win any prizes for accuracy, but it never misfires even in the foulest weather. Wow, I had no idea that they can foul in foul weather. I mean, it makes sense. We have 3 out of the 4 goodie boxes here in this fortress. Is there another one? Damn it! Oh, are they throwing bombs again? They are. What was that crap? Now I'm reloading the pistol? Blow up your friend. Thank you. Damn it. Oh, we got another musketeer out there. We're still missing 1 box of goodies. All right, we found that. Found that. Checked there. Not tucked in behind. Might be down with those other jerks where they were. There it is. I think I spotted another guy out there as well. Silver ingot and rum. Well, due south is another landscape item. Instanced thing. Not instanced. Mini dungeon-esque thing. Don't know what they call them. Events. Locations. You say potato, I say potato. Oop, goats. I'd rather not dance with the goats right now. Doesn't that look like that ought to be something? Oh, it should be up there somewhere. Let's go real quick. We're going to dump that stuff. Boar's over there, I think. I have no need to waste time with boars. Definitely boars there as well. An abandoned camp. Devil always gets his due. I'm not going to read that to you guys. That's a little bit too long. Those are the notes. All right, that's 1 out of 2. All right, we need to look around and see. Aha! And see if we can see a tree with a red rag tied around it, because that, well, that means buried treasure. Wouldn't really be much of a pirate game without buried treasure, now would it? Oh, I see the sparklies. Decoration, luxurious bed. And a bunch of greater healing potions. Really nice there. That was a really nice haul. I am pleased with that outcome. Do wonder, can I make the luxurious bed, or is that going to require something I don't have yet? That will make me sad. Because my current bed is makeshift and kind of crap. Don't even try it. You're a level 1 dodo. I'm a level 9 badass. That doesn't end well. Definitely for you, and maybe for me too. I end up feeling bad about the fact that you become extinct because I murdered all of you. Dodos can't get a break, you know? Linen fabric, feathers, and hardwood. I don't think I have the hardwood I require. But at least those are materials I can have. I might have the 20 feathers. If not, I can start farming the dodos again. Alright, we've got one more batch of pirates that need to be tactically and tactfully slaughtered. Buff ourselves up before we start heading in. Oh, it's nice. Nothing says welcome like a nice hanging wreath on your doorway. Wolves. Okay, you don't normally get wolves in a place where there are people. They're coming. So there are 4 things here, but are there any people here, is the question. He's coming. Come on. Silver ingots. Has this place been overrun? That would be... Well, they've got a fire burning. Oh, wolf! Ow! Okay, stop that. Missed him. Fat Body, good evening. I hope all is well down in your neck of the proverbial woods. Because I don't know, actually, maybe they're not proverbial woods. They may be actual woods. This place does appear to have been overrun by the wolves. Oh, we've got another one. Definitely not seeing any sailors. All right, here's this wolf that I already popped for 1,000 in the head. Come get some. Ah. Nuts and rum. Dead pirate, needle in a haystack. That's the ritual key we needed. There are still 3 more goodie boxes here. Need to take the artifact from hands. I think that's the tier 2 boss. We'll not be doing that tonight, that's for sure. Not going to just leave because I've got 3 more boxes full of stuff. Decoration, pier decorations, very nice. A friend of mine talked about these. A bunch of stuff that you can just sort of pile up on the deck of your pier so that it looks like, you know, pier business is going on. Curios, plans and recipes. You're looking good. Have you lost weight? We have another wolf. It is an alpha. That unavoidable attack I did not dodge soon enough. Alpha Wolf's so bad. They put a bleed on it, and you have to bandage to heal. We do not like them, Sam-I-Am. We do not like green wolves and ham. Rum and gunpowder. It's a pirate's life for me. That one gets smooches. Yeah, lots of smooches. All right, that should be 4 out of 4. We have gotten all the parts we need. I believe we have everything we need to face off with the guy named Hand, or Hands, plural. More nuts and rum. I figured with all those wolves, the odds were real good there was an alpha around somewhere. And they're bad news. They have that unblockable attack that can only be dodged. And I didn't dodge quite fast enough. I thought I had it timed well enough. I didn't, and it almost killed me. Do not recommend. Avoid. Yeah, I think that's everything we want off the island. Whew. Now, the first boss I fought, I don't know, a week ago or more, he absolutely destroyed me like 3 or 4 times in a row. And I was going, I don't think I can do anything with this. I'm going to have to level up. I'll give it one more go. And the next go, I actually took a couple swings of him off on him. And while his attacks hit incredibly hard, his defenses weren't very good. He didn't have a whole shitload of hit points. So I tried one more time and I got him. But he was no bleeping joke. So, presumably Mr. Hands. I knew a guy named whose last name was Hand. Do we have a marked location? We do have a marked location there. Defeat Hands. That won't be happening tonight. But maybe that place. Seems like that never brings the boat up the first time. My dinghy, which is unusually large for a dinghy. I just need to point that out to everyone. That my dinghy is actually getting tired of me making dick jokes all the time about it. So it must be my enormously large dinghy to get to Ships and Giggles, then use Ships and Giggles to get to the metric ship ton. An excellent question. They won't let us have more than one major ship sort of kitted out and fitted out at a time. I wanted to leave the Ships and Giggles parked in front of my house as a piece of furniture. But no. All right, we got gunboats over there. Transports over there, levels 8, 10. But we've got a map over there. One there too, but for now, this one. There is not yet a name picked out for the frigate. I am accepting applications. The winner will get a laurel and hearty handshake. Name that joke. Oh, level 7 Blackbeard Raiders. Well, if they see me, I will put them down. Forget-me-not? Very nice. Good start. Excellent. Yeah, that is pretty good, gotta say. There are 4. I don't think I want to fight 4. The phrase, a little bit too rich for my blood, comes to mind. We have a buried treasure, lads. Oh, and dodos. Okay, you know, I want your eggs. Are they shooting at my ship? Son of a bitch. I don't know how the game handles when they do that, so I'm getting back in. I'm going to sink his ass to the bottom of the ocean. Really not a great idea, though. Just going to put that out there. And that's why it's not a great idea. I wasn't going for them. That was not my intent. We're still considered to be in combat. Apparently, these two were both. So, we've fired 3 broadsides and blown up 2 of their ships. And the others are coming. I personally would consider that ill-advised. Not quite. I didn't go looking for this. I could have. I chose not to. But that wasn't good enough for them, was it? Nope. too short, I think. Yeah, way too short. One-shotted that one. They're just not particularly picking up on this, are they? That this is not going their way. So that was 5 shots, 4 ships. Mind you, those are level 7s. I came here not to blow up their ships, to steal their buried treasure. I went out of my way to not chase them. You know? I'm hungry again. Little meat salad. Another little warm meat salad. What could possibly go wrong with that? You know, other than sitting in the head for a week. We've got a skeleton. Fortunately, they haven't redone the gag you get on the early game where there are 4 skeletons around and they all wake up as angry undead when you open up their chest. I can approve of them doing it once, even if they were incredibly difficult, until I built a little, basically, room around each one. I missed on one, so killed the one and then killed each of the other ones in turn, as they're not smart enough to attack through the wall, but you can. Corsair ring, piastres, and silver. That is like the 8th Blackbeard map. A fruitful day's work, I will say. What are you doing sitting on your ass, lad? Get to work. There's always something needs doing around here. Lazy bastards. They're not actually lazy. They're a bunch of nice guys. Really, they're just sweet, loving guys. Happen to also be pirates. That could happen to anyone. Anyone could end up being a pirate. You know, it's not their fault. It's the way they were raised.
Ship's under your hand, Captain.
Well, I've got an idea. Let's head home. All right. Let's get the valet parking working again. Oh, sorry. Wow, they parked crooked this time. That's interesting. Let's make sure it's all fixed up. There we go. We're 100% fixed up again. Pretty ship, isn't it? Yeah. These are the ships we can build so far. We'll have to spend, I think, 2,000 or 3,000 piastres. 2,000, I think, to get the the plans for the frigate. All right, the hull. We don't have any great other options. I believe I went with the Crabicus flag. Those of us who maybe watch Engelbert Meow, I describe that as the Crabicus flag for obvious reasons, in that it's a crab with a skull. And we know Codicus is dead. Now EBM keeps talking about Crabicus showing up, so the Crabicus flag. Sun is setting. It's actually a pretty game, you know. For a small team, these guys, apparently they've sold already 1.5 million copies. Which even with Steam taking their cut, it's around $30 million. Small team. Pretty good job. Gotta say. Pretty damn good job. We're at 2,500 piastres. That's the reliable musket. You can go in next door, next to the Buccaneer's Friend. Buccaneer's Friend does sound a little bit like a dirty reference. You know, I wouldn't say anything about it if I didn't have a dirty mind. So yeah, that's pretty much the reason. I am who and what I am. The minor Corsair ring increases slash damage by 6%. My current ring, though, I think is a crit ring. Critical hit chance by 7.5. Yeah, it turns out that in addition to scaling in the game mostly being about levels, the other thing it's about is crits. So basically, somebody did an extensive numerical analysis on the combat in the game, because of course somebody did. And that was their conclusion, basically, that mostly the stats... Where am I? They all have diminishing returns over 20, except for vitality, which is basically hit points. And none of these are especially worth it. So endurance, which increases your stamina, vitality increases your health, and mastery, which increases your crit hit chance, are the ones you want to put your points into for the most part. And the talents, I've got critical hit chance, one-handed weapons, one-handed damage. I've got an additional stamina, and then that is the temporal health, which allows you to heal up the temporary damage you take when something attacks and hits you. And I've had pretty good results with those. What else do we have in here? Yeah, right. Meat, nuts, rum. Well, I don't know. If I drink some rum, maybe I can get my meat and nuts off. I'm really sorry I said that. Do we have boar tusks over here? I don't think so. No. No, we don't. I'm not like really, really sorry I said it, but I am kind of sorry I said it. What was there? That was the small healing potions. I think I'm going to need the graders if we're going to be facing hand. Those are great. Don't have any mediums? Well, we can make a couple of mediums, I suppose. I'd like to keep the smalls around, too. Because I'm just a bit mental. If we can get 8 mediums. We need clay. Yep, we need clay. I'm going to sleep, and I'm going to get some clay. Don't think we'll have any more real excitement this evening. I will warn you about that. I'm going to get some clay. I'll make up some additional potions. I might start doing a little bit of layout on the new house. You'll note I have my grog and water. You always want to have water by your bed if you've been drinking. That's the voice of experience, guys. Believe me. All right, we used to have clay over here. It grew back. I swear it wasn't here the other day. It didn't all grow back, but some of it did. Oh, excellent. You've got to be kidding. Remember me? I killed all of your relatives and you're going to be extinct. My understanding is that dodos became extinct because they were in areas that had never had natural predators. And so they were fearless, just curious, which made them easy killing. Well, I gotta say, round here, they're a little bit less kind and forgiving, as they seem to be intent on avenging themselves for whatever thing I did to them. All right. We're looking for more clay. There's more clay. Are you guys going to start something? No, these are just the coastals. They died because they didn't know how to run away. They didn't know there was a reason to run away. I mean, if there's anything we learned from those 70s and 80s movies about serial killers, it's that we humans are the same way. Of course, they mostly were really bad movies. So maybe we didn't learn the right lessons. All right, all clear, all clear. Hi, dodos. Load 16 tons, what do you get? Another day older and deeper in debt. Tell St. Peter that I can't come. I owe my soul to the company store. Well, we definitely want to get all the corn and flax replanted because we're going to need that. I'm not sure we're going to need more bananas and limes. Mind you, I haven't made anything with the corn yet. But I did like the suggestion that I could make whiskey with it. If only they've given us distillation. I could die a very happy pirate. Flax. We cannot grow sugarcane, at least not yet. We can loot it from some of the in-game, hotspot locations, the little mini dungeons. So we have some. It may be growable later, and I will I will note that the game is in early access, and from my friends who finished out a playthrough all the way, they confirmed what I assumed, which is that the big antagonist in the game, Blackbeard, we don't get to in the early access. So I'm guessing at least 2 more tiers of stuff in the game. Guaranteed 1 more, but I'm expecting 2 or more. Which is delightful. You can make sugar, you'll have molasses left over from making the sugar, then you can make rum from the molasses. Well, you talked me into it. Speaking about booze, my expectation is that for Tuesday, I will start playing the new Guild Wars 2 patch early, probably 10 or 11 in the morning. The normal time it's up, Pacific time, is 9 a.m. But I don't want to wake up early. I just want to wake up when I wake up and do my internet checking of stuff before I start playing. And I'll play for some number of hours, take a break, I'll come back, I'll have my dinner, and then I'll play the evening session, and I'll probably be enjoying adult leisure beverages Tuesday night. So that's the plan for the next 3 days. I'm not done here, but I want to get that out. So tomorrow is probably more of this. Monday will be Marvel Heroes Midtown Monday Madness, and a new character, at least. And then Tuesday is the launch of Guild Wars 2's new expansion, The Only Way, I think it's called, or expansion content for Visions of Eternity. I'll be playing that early, and then a second late session, and the late session, I may be enjoying a few adult leisure beverages. In which case, I probably will not be streaming on Tuesday. That's not a sure thing, but it is a probable thing. Let's see. We need to put stuff away. But before we want to do that, we want to make clay bottles. 50 ought to do for starters. Alchemical base. And we will use the Misty Orchids for making the alchemical base. Let's just start with 10. Let's start with 19. With 29. With 30. And let's say 10. 10 sound okay? Sounds okay to me. I think it's like 200 linen that I'm going to need for the sails for my frigate when we get there. That was the number I saw bandied about, at least. Where was I putting feathers? I think I was putting them into the alchemical. Yeah. We're going to need more feathers. We're going to have to kill dodos for feathers then, because I know we're going to need 20 for something. I don't remember what the hell it was now. The bed. That's right, the bed. Remember, do we have... How much heavy wood do we have? 30. So if I wanted to make the bed, so to speak, I do have the material. So I do have feathers somewhere. I have other feathers somewhere. Well, it's time to make my large, luxurious bed, guys. There it is. Actually, I wanted it the other way. I wanted the pillows at the other end. There we are. So we've got our mug of rum, we have our tankard of water, and it looks like a pile of baskets, but I'm pretty sure that that's my chamber pot for the middle of the night. I like to have several just in case. You know, for whenever the mood strikes me. Whenever I feel so moved. Ah, that's right. That was the stuff left over from the other bed. Rope and wood, and let's face it, no bed is really complete without rope, if you know what I mean. Lens, 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 lens. We can't take you anywhere. And if we do, you find your way back. Oh, ow! I slammed the door in my own face. Well, that'll teach me. Oh, the smallest details matter most. Thank you so much. You pillock. Floors. Let's see. Is this going to fit? I think it is. Beds used to be made with rope. That's where the phrase "sleep tight" came from. Well, in the age of sail, there's a really interesting video I saw which basically showed the layout of a big British man of war, you know, in the Napoleonic era, showing the hammock layouts. How you can get a few hundred men to sleep in a relatively tiny place. And it's just ranks and ranks of like 3 tiers of hammocks. Okay, so now we go back to the shovel. All right, here is the start of our courtyard. For our house. Wonder if it's actually going in there. Let's find out. Something tells me this may take a lot of stone, because each of these is taking 2. Oh, I do have 300 worth of these things that I can make. I think this is the right way for me to lay it out, though, is to basically make an outline and then make sure I can just fill it in to level it out. That should work just fine. Dig a hole and then a trench to the ocean. Would it fill up with water? I don't think they'll let you dig in the sand out there. I would be surprised if they did anyway. Oh. But why not find out? That answer your question? Yeah. Will I be able to then fill it in? And that is the good question. Okay, we'll try in a sec here. Oh my God, we can. Thank you for bringing that up, man. We can definitely use that. You mean like that? Well, that changes my entire approach to pretty much everything. Well done. That's a little over-ambitious, but the ability to make myself my own little mini Venice is kind of appealing, not gonna lie. For absolute fucking sure, we're getting a moat around our house. That's just going to happen, okay? There's no way that's not going to occur. A big enough trench you could. I was thinking about that just a second ago myself. Yeah, could I? I'm thinking not, because this is this sort of sandy area. I don't know how deep I can dig into that, but that is the part that basically stops your ship. You don't really get to the shore. You get stopped by the sort of sandbanks. I'm going to have the best moat ever. I'm so glad, first of all, that you mentioned something and that they chose to build this into the game. It makes me want to giggle like a little schoolgirl. Oh, the possibilities have just gotten so much more endless, you know? I'm really, really pleased that they built this into the game. It has genuinely surprised me. So we will, I think, put in a nice, stone road over to here. And maybe a little arch over the moat. It's a nice start, I think, don't you? Thank you so much for asking the question that needed to be asked, Lone Star Wolf. The answer from me was, no, that'll never work. The answer from the game was, yeah, sure. I like the game's answer better than mine, you know? I mean, because this is a nice little place, you know, that I've got here. I wouldn't even describe it as a humble shack. That's a pretty nice shack, as shacks go. It's a pretty good shack. Let's see what our wall options look like. Our wall and floor options, though. Oh, that's unsightly. We can't have that, obviously. So those are the foundations. Now for the floors, I think the marble tiles or mahogany. Maybe marble for like the entryway. You know, where you walk in the grand sort of 2-story entry hall. And then mahogany for, say, the bedrooms and, the various nice meeting rooms and stuff. Yeah, I think that'll work. So this is what we'll be seeing. Let's see. We'll just start it back here. Oh, interesting. Okay, it goes in at the same level. I thought it would go on top of the foundation, but this is fine for that. Okay, so this is what we'll see in, like, the entry hall, right? I could spell my name in it, or I could draw a dick in it. Which do you think is more likely? Seems 50-50 to me. So that for the entry hall. And then mahogany for, the bedrooms and stuff. It's much warmer. Well, I could spell out lens is a dick. And then draw out a dick. That works too. That's a decent fallback position, I would say. Boobs work, but you compare boobs to Dick's or my name, they all actually kind of have the same degree of juvenile. We could go Lens is and a single boob and then a dick. Lens is a boob, Lens is a dick. That works. All right, that's the floors. Now on the walls, I'm thinking plaster. I think looks better than the stone. I just think that looks better. So I think we'll be going with that, probably. Well, I mean, we'll see what other options we have. I'll have to go back to town and see what is available for additional purchase in the way of plans. What else? I got a couple other things, didn't I? We didn't get anything in crafting and utilities. We got the bed, the large luxurious bed. Floors and walls. Okay, we got a couple of rectangular or triangular walls. Roofs. Nothing new. I'm leaning towards the tile roofs. Pillars and beams. I don't think we got anything new out of here. Windows and doors. We got the double sashed and narrow. And then we have the large double doors and door. Nothing new in stairs and fences. We did get some new decorations. Basket of corn, herb garland with mushrooms and peppers for our kitchen, no doubt. Pier decorations, we got those. And those are the new flags that we got. Nothing new in farming, nothing new in pre-built. Now I'm going to have to give some thought to the actual house itself. I like the courtyard here. We'll probably want to build the walls, say, maybe not up to the top, but close to the top of the pillars. Also, we'll want to look at different kinds of pillars. They feel a little abrupt in like the half. They look just fine there and there, but the half arch looks a bit crude there. You can tell Lens's priorities. He's running around with a shovel on his back. Swords are so violent. That's so 17th century. I like to think I'm a man of the future. But for now, I am going to call it an evening. I want to thank each and every one of you. Yes, even you, the guy on the right. No, on the further right. Yeah, you. For hanging out. As always, I am very appreciative of the fact you have done so. I should be back tomorrow at the usual time, 5 p.m. Pacific, 8 p.m. Eastern, middle of the night in Europe, morning in Asia, Australia, and New Zealand, with more of my bullshit and banality. I'm not sure if I'm going to feel up to going after Hans, one of the lieutenants of Blackbeard, or not. I might spend some more time working on the house on my own. But as I did say, Monday is Marvel Heroes Midtown Monday Madness, and at least one new hero. Tuesday will be Guild Wars 2 launch of the new expansion content for VOE. There'll be a morning session, and then a regular evening session that will probably include adult libations, intoxicating beverages. And then Wednesday, probably no stream at all, as the old man won't feel like it because of the aforementioned intoxicating beverages. Cream of vodka will indeed be the beverage of choice. How you doing? But for now, I'm going to call it an evening. I hope the rest of your Saturday night
and possibly Sunday morning.
goes great. And hopefully the rest of your Sunday, rest of your weekend will be awesome. I'm back tomorrow. Take care and ciao for now.